Hello, I'm Rhonda Porter, mortgage advisor from the greater Seattle area, and I'm here for your weekly mortgage rate update for the week of June 8th, 2025. Opno Blue shows that mortgage rates as of last Friday, June 6th, were averaging about 6.862. So we're still really in that tight range for the 30-year conforming fixed rate, which is that dark blue line on this chart. The lighter blue line is for a jumbo mortgage. And please do remember that this Optimal Blue Index is an average from about 35% of the mortgage transactions that for lenders who use Optimal Blue when they go in to lock in their interest rates. And it is an average, so we don't know how these rates are being priced, whether they have points or no points, what a person's credit scores are, or how much down payment they have for these transactions. So if you would like to get a current rate quote based on your personal scenario, please reach out to me. Last Friday's job report for May came in stronger than the 130,000 jobs that were expected. The unemployment rate was steady at 4.2%, and March and April saw downward revisions of about 95,000 jobs. And it'll be a surprise if we don't see May's figures adjusted downwards in the next few jobs reports that we see coming up too, in my opinion. This week, we're looking at trade talks, inflation data, and bond auctions. So we have the Consumer Price Index on Wednesday, followed by the Producer Price Index on Thursday. And we could see the impacts of the tariffs on these reports this week, which would likely push mortgage rates higher. So we'll be watching for that. And we're also just over a week away from the Fed's next rate announcement for the Fed funds rate. And right now, we have pretty much no chance of seeing a rate reduction. And it's just after 12 noon here in sunny, warm Seattle today, June 9th, and bonds are up about 12 basis points. You can see the red candlestick from the BLS jobs report from Friday, and those better than expected jobs numbers really caused mortgage rates to take a bit of a hit. So that red mark represents just under 50 basis points, which is not something that we want to see with the rates. So we'll see how rates do this week with our CPI and PPI reports. You're approved with conditions. This is a common thing on all loan approvals, and a condition is an item that is needed to be cleared, and it's something that the underwriter is calling for before we can have what's referred to in the industry as clear to close. And so conditions are with typically every pre-approval, and they're going to be items that relate to your income, assets, credit, even the property before your loan application can be fully approved. And there's also different types of conditions. So sometimes your conditions will be prior to doc or PTD, meaning that they have to be approved by the underwriter before loan documents can be prepared and given to the escrow company for you to sign. There are also other conditions referred to as prior to funding, and these conditions are typically minor items so that you're able to go to escrow, sign your closing documents, but we're not going to fund or close on your purchase or refinance until these conditions have been cleared by the underwriter. Sometimes these conditions are, again, typically minor, but they might even be like documenting your funds for closing, which isn't such a minor thing, but it is something that takes place at the funding of your loan. There's also property conditions such as the appraisal and your homeowner's insurance. One reason why I have my pre-approvals pre-underwritten, even though I've been a mortgage professional for over 25 years, is so that we can start clearing conditions prior to my clients being in contract. So we're mainly dealing with conditions for the home, like the appraisal and homeowner's insurance. And prior to funding conditions, such as receiving the funds for closing. So it really does help create a smooth transaction for all involved. If you're thinking about buying, selling, refinancing, remodeling, or a reverse mortgage for your home, please reach out to me. I'm happy to help you, even if it's months away. I'd love to chat. So take care, and I hope to talk with you soon. Bye-bye.